So the acronym for GLAD stands for gratitude, learning, accomplishment and delight. I always find that if there's an acronym, it's always a lot easier to remember what you're supposed to be doing and remembering the practice. So this acronym practice is very good for bringing joy back into your life, bringing a little bit of balance, positivity. It's a great practice to use just before you go to bed, or if you're feeling a little bit low and a little bit like down with life and you think that, you know, life isn't going the way we want it to go. So it's a great practice to use for that. Actually, this practice I used during the early part of the lockdown. Before in India, before we were locked down, I'd already come down with a bad chest infection. So I'd been tested for COVID, I was negative, but I was told to self-isolate. So at that time, when nobody else was isolating and I'd started already, then I started to use this practice, because you can think when you're in home the whole time, you're isolated, you're not going out, you're not meeting anybody, physically meeting anybody, then you can forget about the joys of life. You can forget about the things that we should be grateful for. So this practice helps us to reconnect with life. And for me, it was a great practice, and I'm sure that as we go through it, hopefully it'll be a good practice for you. For gratitude. There are so many things that we can be grateful for. It doesn't have to be big things. It could be little things like, I woke up this morning, I have food, I have a roof over my head. You know, I've seen a children smile, or the dog is playful today. I mean, little things. It doesn't have to be huge, great things. But if we just focus on these things that we're grateful for, then we start to feel happy. Dopamine is released into our brain. That makes us feel focused and calm and happy and connected. So just by thinking of things we're grateful for, it really helps to boost our mood. The L stands for learning. So again, during lockdown, you can actually forget we were learning anything. We were just stuck inside. But there are so many things, if you stop and think, there were so many things that we learned. For me, going online, talking to people online, instead of having people sitting in a group in front of me, now I sit here talking to myself, but it goes all over the world. So it was a huge learning curve for me. So that's something that I think that, you know, we can look at what we've learned each day. We're bound to learn something, but if we don't stop and look at that, then we can miss these little pointers that we're learning from. Accomplishment. A stands for accomplishment. So all the things that we've accomplished during the day, and they can be just such little things that today I didn't go to the fridge and I didn't eat a whole bar of chocolate. That's just me, but other people, just little accomplishments that today you managed to stay calm and peaceful, or today you managed to keep using mindfulness practice to bring yourself back to being mindful. Whatever it is, there are always little things that we're accomplishing in our day, but we're forgetting about them because we're not stopping and reflecting. And that's what this GLAD practice does. It helps us to reflect back over what is happening or what has happened. And it gives us a sense of purpose. It makes us feel good. And so the D is for delight. So again, it doesn't have to be a huge, great thing. Delight doesn't mean that, you know, we're laughing and laughing and laughing. It doesn't have to be that. It can be that we was outside and we saw this beautiful flower, or we'd gone somewhere into nature and we were looking round and we were just like awestruck by the whole beauty of the place. So that can be a delight. But again, it can be a delight of somebody you care about, delight of a child, delight of an animal. It can be anything that's made you feel good today, that's put a little smile on your face. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a short meditation practice using this G.L.A.D. And we're going to start off with looking at one thing that we're grateful for, that we've learned, accomplished and delighted for today. And then we're going to look at the same things, but something we're grateful for that has happened this month, and something that we've learned this month, something we've accomplished this month, and something that's brought us delight this month. So we're going to do both today and this month. So remember, the G.L.A.D stands for gratitude, learning, accomplishment and delight. So just sit nice and comfortable again and lightly close your eyes. And to begin with, just focus your awareness on your breath and just become aware of the breath flowing in and out. And allow this awareness of your breath to gently bring yourself into the present moment. And in this moment, I want you to let go of any judgment, any criticism, anything that is keeping your mind closed. For this practice, we need a nice, calm and open mind. So now I want you to think of one thing that you're grateful for today. Remember, it doesn't have to be a large thing. Just bring that one thing you're grateful for into the front of your mind. When you think about this one thing, how does it make you feel? And now think about one thing that you've been grateful for this month. When you look back over this month, what one thing comes to your mind that you're grateful for? And again, how does that make you feel when you think about this one thing you've been grateful for this month? And now I want you to think about one thing that you've learned today. Remember, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be something you've noticed, an insight that you've had, some inspiration. Just think of one thing that you've learned today. And how does that make you feel? And now think of one key thing that you've learned this month. What one thing sticks out in your mind that you've learned this month? And as you think of this one thing, how does it make you feel? And now I want you to think of one thing that you've accomplished today. Remember, it could be a simple thing that you've stayed patient, or you've done your meditation practice. Whatever it is, just bring that accomplishment into the front of your mind. How does this accomplishment make you feel? Now think of one thing you've accomplished this month. You've probably accomplished many, many things, but just bring one of them into the front of your mind. And see how it makes you feel. And now think of one thing that has delighted you today. Something that's put a little smile on your face, made you feel happy. How does this one thing make you feel? Now think of something that delighted you this month. Again, I'm sure that so many things have caused you delight this month. But just pick one main thing and bring it into the front of your mind. When you think of this one thing, how is it making you feel? And now just bring your awareness back to your breathing again. But this time while you're breathing in and out, just feel how much more calm and relaxed and peaceful you're feeling now. So now just very slowly start to open your eyes and just sit there a moment, bringing yourself back into your room. So, how has that experience made you feel? For me, when I'm doing practice like this, it always makes me feel good about myself, feel good about the world. We tend to focus on so many negative and unhelpful things that it's nice to have a practice where we can focus on something that is encouraging, something that makes us happy. So try to do this practice every evening before you go to sleep, because when you go to sleep then you'll feel nice and calm and relaxed and you'll have a really good sleep. But even during the day, if you start to feel you've lost your balance or you're starting to become more and more negative, just try this practice. You can quickly do just one thing that has happened this day